Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This week we are going to be making some wax carvings. A YouTuber that I absolutely adore. I found her on Instagram, or maybe it was YouTube. I don't know, but I will put it somewhere on the screen. Matira made jewelry. I've watched her progress for a while now, and she's been a huge inspiration with me making my jewelry and even just starting a YouTube channel. I probably wouldn't have started if it wasn't for her. She's always been super encouraging to people starting YouTube channels and just beginner jewelers. And if you ever interact with her, she is just the sweetest, kindest person, and she is so ready to help. Like, she will always give you information or answer your questions and help you out with as much information as she can. And it's just really nice because sometimes you can reach out to other jewelers or artists in different mediums and they aren't too kind about sharing information. But yeah, she's been a super big inspiration. She recently started offering wax casting to her followers. I'm super excited for this because I actually started with wax casting. I used to work at a jewelry store and I was able to wax cast one set of rings, and it's actually the first jewelry items I've made that wasn't wire wrapping, and I absolutely fell in love with the process. I adored it so much, but unfortunately I got one casting out and then they started to close down their castings. So I haven't been able to cast for actually just over a year now, and this opportunity came up, and so I've been super excited about it. I'm trying to work on getting a good load of castings that I'm going to be sending out to test how they turn out, and we'll be making one today. So let's get into the video. I've been sketching some designs based on these super cool gemstones that I just got. The issue is this design is a lot bigger than the stone. The stone is so tiny that I really don't think I can do any claw prongs with it. This one, on the other hand, I think would go well with some claw prongs because I feel like the stone is big enough to have claw prongs and not risk losing the beauty of the stone or covering too much of the stone up, as long as I do them correctly. So I'm going to start forming the head of this and see if I want to do it as a ring or a pendant. Obviously I drew both, as you can see, but we'll see how it turns out. I'm not wearing any rings and I feel a little bit naked, so I'm gonna go throw some on real quick. So these are the two first wax casted jewelry items that I made, and the only so far. So starting off, we have a citrine ring, and it's just a simple bezel set ring. And then the other one is supposed to be an organic style band, and they're supposed to fit together. And they're made to be a matching set with the harshness of the very simple and clean looking citrine stone ring with the molten magma-like band. And so this was my first attempt at both because I knew that with wax casting, I could go for a more organic style if I wanted. And at the time, I was super obsessed with the organic style. I still kind of am, but I've been told by a couple people that it just looks too sloppy for them to wear. So it's kind of made me think twice about it, but organic still has a place in my heart. So I definitely will try to make some organic style items here and there. Obviously, since this was my first cast, I didn't necessarily know how everything would turn out. Clearly, you can see all of the mishaps and the random spots that didn't necessarily fill all the way, like this hole at the bottom of the band right here, and the little weird marks on the inside. And one odd thing is that it's uneven. The ring was made uneven, so when you flip it, it is not symmetrical. So that was like a big thing that I noticed after the fact, and I tried fixing it by filing it down, but it really just didn't work without destroying a lot of the ring. And so I decided I would just keep it as is because I need to have a piece that I can go back to and look at and be like, oh my gosh, look at the jewelry I'm making now. It's nothing as bad as the first one I made, you know? But I do absolutely adore this ring. I wear it all the time, literally every single day. I love the bezel setting. I love the way it fits and the squareness of the band and the thickness. I love it so very much. And so I kind of want to remake this one and make sure that both sides are even. And then with this organic ring, I feel like what I did wrong was that the sides and the edges are a little bit too high. That would probably be my biggest change for the organic style. Obviously, with the organic style, there's a lot more room for error because it's not as pointed out. You can hide mistakes a lot easier in organic style pieces than you can with symmetrical style. So I do really like this style. You know what would be really helpful is if you guys commented down below to tell me whether or not you like the organic style or the symmetrical style, because that would really help me decide on the type of pieces that I make. But having people tell me that it's not something they would necessarily go for because it just doesn't look as good as a symmetrical piece has really deterred me from wanting to make organic style pieces. So comment down below and let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be smoothing this little block out just so it gives us a smoother surface to work on really quick. So I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm literally just gonna be taking a lighter and letting it melt so that it leaves a smooth surface to work on. I'm gonna go ahead and lay out my stone and just kind of trace around it. I really don't want to do this on camera because I'm literally just gonna be covering what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to configure it a little bit different. Let's see what I can do here. So I'm just gonna have to hope that it's in focus because I cannot see the screen from here. So yeah, let's just hope it's in focus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a scribe. This is a cheap one I got from Harbor Freight, and I'm just going to kind of outline by holding my finger down on the stone so it stays firm and planted. I'm just gonna outline the stone. Another thing you can do is take blue tack, stick it to the back of your stone, and just plop that sucker right onto the wax. As you can see, we have our stone stuck to some blue tack, stuck to our blue wax. Just making sure I really have all the lines crisp. So you can see our scratched in lines. I am just gonna take my file and just lightly buff over it just a little bit, just so I can really clean up where those lines are. Okay, perfect. And now there's like a really good sized pieced out part. So now that these lines are formed, I am just going to just dig in a little bit in the center and dig out a seat for the stone to sit in. You come and see me anytime. I dropped a diamond in the sand. I'll be poor for all my life. Ice fishing. Of trying to get this stone sitting nice is I'm kind of snaking the soldering iron tip underneath the stone. So this is a flat back faceted stone. So it's not like a normal facet where there's like the spike at the end. I don't remember the actual professional name for it. It's not the girdle. Maybe it is the girdle. I know it's not the pavilion because that's on top. Anyways, some technical term about the bottom of the stone is not there for this stone. So it's flat on the bottom just like it is on top. So while I'm trying to do this, I'm just kind of sneaking in the soldering iron and making sure that there is an even amount of wax underneath. Otherwise there's going to be a weird divot in the wax casted piece. Snaking it underneath, almost like I'm injecting a needle. So I'm like literally a surgeon. As you can see, I have our stone kind of embedded, and I'm just gonna flatten out the surface and make it more smooth and level. And I'm gonna do that off camera because it's really nothing special to it. It's just using the soldering iron over and over again until it all becomes smooth, and then I just flatten it out. As you can see, I flattened out the area where the stone is laying, and it's a flat surface. and the stone is still sticking out, which is great because we're gonna have our claw prongs as the actual thing that holds the stone in. I'm gonna try doing one prong myself, and then I'll take you through the rest if I get it to work out.
It takes so long to walk out the door and say goodbye. Eyes for shit. Perfect circle. And when there's nothing more to say, we can only sing it. My friend, I know I'll see you.
Ow. Ow.
Lost my mind in just a second, but the scars may stay for life. Before a single breath was
It looks like a little spider. Looks like a little spider holding on to the stone. All of the prongs are laid, and we're just going to clean them up and get them to look like actual prongs. So I'm just gonna go in with my X-Acto knife and kind of cut away at the middle. Uh-oh. And the prongs are coming up.
when I was miles away from comfort.
There goes a prong.
Oh, I never once grew cold.
Ugh, all the prongs are coming up. What a dump. And the prongs stuck. What a waste of time. So I went back in and redid the prongs exactly like how you just saw, but I did it in green wax instead of blue. The blue was just too soft and it wasn't holding its shape very well, so I went in with my green wax so I could get a really crisp hold on the shape of the prong without it falling apart. So now I'm just gonna cut off all the parts and start cleaning it up.
Christ, since I was born, and in my chest, I know I've got their stones, because blood ties can't be torn. We converse in many tongues. But you still don't talk to me.
I'm gonna attach this to a stick really quick because I'm really nervous about it like getting messed up. So I'm gonna attach it to the bottom of this so I have a good grip on where I can grip it and everything.
You'd rather freeze when there's no one there to help you. When there's no
So I kind of just cleaned up the space that the stone is being held up on and kind of try to smooth it. I tried to make the sides of the pendant actually fit with the sides of the facets. So I'm gonna keep cleaning up, but I feel like this is a good place to leave off because whether I turn it into a ring or a pendant, I'm undecided whether or not I want to make it a ring or a pendant, and I don't want to have to be forced to make this decision today. So I'm gonna think on it. I'm gonna keep looking at it. I'm leaning more towards pendant just because it's more universal, and this is a one-of-a-kind piece, not something I'd offer all the time. This style I'll definitely offer, but this specific stone, you know, it's only one of a kind. So we'll see. We'll see what it ends up turning into. But yeah, I really like where it's at right now. I'm just gonna keep cleaning up. All right, here it is without the stone. I picked it out, luckily without breaking any of the prongs. And you can kind of see the indent of the stone too, so that's really cool. But yeah, here's where we're leaving off, and if you guys want to comment down below and let me know if you'd prefer this as a ring or a pendant, let me know before I send it off to the caster, and I'll get that made up for you. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it off here tonight. I'm really happy with how it turned out, given it's been literally a year since I've been wax carving, so I feel like I picked it up pretty easily again. I'm really happy with it. Very, very excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys stick around to see the finished product of these wax casted pieces. I'm so excited to finally be able to start wax casting again, as it allows a different form of creation. You can get cooler items and different organic style items, and there's just so much more opportunity when it comes to wax casting versus silversmithing or goldsmithing, which I love both of them, but I think I like wax casting more. We'll see though, because I haven't really done it but once, so we'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you do feel so inclined, and leave any prayer requests down below in the comments, and I'll be praying for you. I'll see you when I see you. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.